Springboks Sports, ahoy, we made it. It's been a long night, but we have made it. The finish line is in sight. And if you've managed to stick around and sit up with us here tonight, thank you very much. I appreciate your company, as always, as we get ready for the kickoff of the Rugby Championship. Game number one, Springboks versus the Wallabies. The Wallabies are on an absolute hiding to nothing here. Nothing to lose, but you know what? When you've got nothing to lose, you can just go out and you can play your natural game, and who knows what may happen on the day. Welcome along there. The Jason Bourne, the Vopsy. Wallabies win, trust me, says Vopsy. It's going to be a huge, monumental effort. Let's even upgrade that huge to monumental. It'll take a massive, massive effort from the Wallabies to get the win. I think if it was in Australia, it might be a little bit different, but the fact that they're traveling over to South Africa for this one, I can't realistically see anything but a victory for the home team tonight. But hey, stranger things have happened. I mean, good Lord. We just saw the Bulldogs pull off a monster effort and a big upset in the NRL. So, hey, upsets can happen. And is there one in the making here tonight to kickstart the 2023 Rugby Championship? The Wallabies will be raring to go. Eddie Jones back at the helm. Quade Cooper back from obscurity. Got it all to play for. Kickoff is coming up very, very soon. I tell you what, I had one fantastic power nap. I almost pulled the plug. I was this close to pulling the plug. You know what it's like when you plop yourself down and I'm just gonna have a little nap, just a little nap, and then that alarm goes off, and you're like, I could have done with a wee bit more of a nap. It was a close thing. It really was. But anyways, I'm glad that I managed to drag myself back up out of bed and get ready for this one. Wallabies, Springboks. Vopsy asked, does it matter if we lose this game? Not really. I mean, the Rugby Championship this year, because of the Rugby World Cup, it's a shortened version. So every victory is sort of paramount. Oh, by the way, speaking of a feed as well, I just had a cheeky feed right before I went live. So, as I was saying, every victory is going to be a big deal in a shortened Rugby Championship in 2023. But that said, it's not the end of the world. A loss here. What you sort of hope for in the Rugby Championship, you aim to win your home games. So it'll be a much bigger thing for South Africa. Let's put it that way. It's not the end of the tournament by any stretch of the imagination should Australia lose. You target the home games. You want to win your home games. So that's always the target. Win your home games, you've set yourself up with a very good chance of taking out the competition. Very interesting to see what the bookmakers are offering for this game. I should imagine that the Wallabies are huge outsiders. Let's have a look. I'll see if I can pull this up. Sports ball. Oh, geez. I'll tell you what, the qualifying for the Formula One is probably on soon, yeah? If not happened already. Very interested to see if Mercedes have made any progress. Qualifying is going on right now. We're in Q2. Lando Norris in the McLaren, top of the grid. Yeshua Chanki, ahoy there. Welcome along. Little bit of a mini resurgence for McLaren, huh? Right. Rugby Union. Let's see. What are the Wallabies paying here? Actually, pretty close with the bookmaker. All of the games. This can't be right, surely. Rugby Union, Rugby Championship. South Africa. Oh, okay. That's on the line. Yeah, okay. That was the line bet. Very, very close. Yes, Australia, $3.90 head to head. Rank outsiders. What about the All Blacks versus the Pumas? Argentina, very big outsiders as well. I feel like it might be a little bit closer than that, but as we look through the team sheet, the Wallabies team. Quade Cooper, what a miserable looking prick. That looks like a mugshot, not a photo for the bloody team lineup. Wallabies would win if they had Matt Lodge. Fobsy, they're never going to have Matt Lodge. Well, who knows? Never say never. He's looking for a job. One thing that I always find interesting when these games come to us live from South Africa, very, very big female turnout in the crowd, as opposed to the rugby games here in Australia, right? Always interesting to see. If Matt Lodge was in the team, we would have started favourites. Vopsy and his adoration for Matt Lodge. We must be getting close to kickoff now. 12:57 a.m. the local time here, Brisbane, Australia. Teams must be getting ready to come out onto the paddock. A packed house over there in South Africa. A sea of green supporting the home side. You love to see it. The planes fly overhead, straight over the top of the stadium. That's the signal that this game is getting close to kickoff. And here come the Wallabies. James Slipper leading them out. Michael Hooper right behind him. Quade Cooper, it'd be very interesting to know what's going through his head. Been discarded from the team for so long. Eddie Jones comes back in, takes over the coaching role, brings him back. It's a big call, but I've got to say, you'd much rather see Quade Cooper there than Bernard Foley. The love that coaches in recent times have had with Bernard Foley is just bewildering. James Slipper, Australian co-captain. That's right. The Wallabies are doing this co-captaincy thing. Hooper and Slipper. Hooper and Slipper sounds like a horrible B-grade buddy cop film, doesn't it? Five minutes to go till kickoff here. These are some big units getting ready to do the traditional South African dance, leading the team out of the sheds. These are some big, big boys. Look at the size of these beasts. Firing up the home crowd. Now, that is intimidation right there. Running up towards the Wallabies. Letting them know about it. Firing up the home crowd. Driving their spears into the turf, and here come the home side, the Springboks, heading out onto the field. A lot of bollocksing about before the game, isn't there? Yep. A cheeky little prediction. It's hard to see anything but a Springbok victory. Quite honestly. Probably a comfortable one at that. We'll see how it turns out, though. Last time they played, it was 19-all. There you go. Dan Jam, ahoy, mate. Oh, absolutely. Had to sit up late for this one, mate. The Rugby Championships kicking off. Springboks versus the Wallabies. Had to stay up and catch this one. In all honesty, as much as I want to, I feel like there's zero chance that I will make it for the All Blacks game. To be perfectly honest, I can't imagine that I'll make it through the night for that one. Anyways, national anthems underway. Advance Australia Fair. Terrible anthem, let's be honest. Dan Jam, for once I'm watching you at a decent time. But just not for me. I've got to be honest, I'm exhausted. We did a couple of NRL games earlier in the evening. Had a little bit of a break, had a little bit of a power nap. But anyway, when the game kicks off, I'm sure I'll be fine. As soon as kickoff happens, I'm sure I'll be fine. In the mood for some rugby. I've been so excited for the kickoff of the Rugby Championship. Been building up for this one. I've been so excited for it. And now the time is here. South African national anthem underway. It means we've got about 17 minutes before kickoff. Dan Jam, I think South Africa win and win quite comfortably, in all honesty. Hard to know what to expect from the Wallabies with Eddie Jones back at the helm. And especially the recall of Quade Cooper. I think that's a huge call. Quade Cooper back in the lineup after how many years? And we all know that he's prone to a brain explosion or 20 throughout the course of a game. Vobsy asked, Dan, do we have no chance because it's in South Africa or some other reason? Oh, well, the Wallabies are just in general not as good as South Africa when it comes to the rugby union. But the Springboks, just traditionally, for whatever reason, no matter the respective strengths and weaknesses of either team, seem to struggle when they come to Australia. Unless the game's in Perth. They seem to go better when it's over in Perth. Closer travel, perhaps? I don't know. But, yeah, the Springboks, no matter how strong the Springboks are, they generally stink the joint out when they come to Australia. And vice versa. They're very strong at home. The anthems are done and dusted, and yes, I'm starting to wake up, starting to get into it. Ready to go for this one. The Rugby Championship 2023 about to officially get underway. Let's go. Who do I fancy for the championship? I'd say that South Africa are a pretty solid bet. I really don't have a lot of faith in the All Blacks under Ian Foster. I mean, you would say that the All Blacks are a pretty good shot as well, but yeah, I just have no faith in the All Blacks' style of play under the Ian Foster regime. Far, see you, ahoy, mate. All right, we're ready to go. Oh, the planes are flying over once more. They are getting extremely close to each other, it feels like. And it's the Wallabies who will be kicking off. Just waiting for the referee to signal time on. Referee Ben O'Keefe from New Zealand. Let's get this. Come on, let's go. We're ready. Let's do it. Oh, yes, finally underway. And it's Nick White with the kickoff. Oh, the crowd roars to life. And South Africa secure possession from the kickoff. And they just settle things down. Back for the first kick of the game. And South Africa plug it into touch up towards the halfway. And that's a very solid start. Securing the kickoff. Getting the ball in the hands. And a good clearance up over halfway. Wallabies first lineouts over the top. It's read well by the Springboks. And they put a big hit on. Wallabies secure ball though. Cooper gets it wide early. And Korobete nowhere to go. Solid defense from the Springboks. They're up quick and putting in some serious contact. And another good clearance from South Africa, keeping the Wallabies up around that halfway mark. And in an absolute repeat, just on the opposite side of the field, the Wallabies get the ball into the lineout. Valentini, the hit up. Big defense. These hits from South Africa early. It is an absolute honest-to-God brick wall, and this will be a turnover. And the Wallabies will be pinged for holding on. Just domination at the ruck there from the Springboks. They are putting some hits in early, signaling their intent. Oh, they're not possibly taking the three, are they? Obviously in rugby union, they've got much bigger kickers than in the rugby league, but they're not seriously considering taking the three. 2 meters from their own side of halfway. And South Africa have said, we'll have a shot, thank you. Taking the three. On the angle, this has got to be at least 53 meters on the angle. This is going to be a huge kick. Oh, mind you, South Africa, the ball just altitude? The ball just flies through the air there, doesn't it? So distance is probably not going to be a problem for Lebok here. But signaling their intent early. Solid defense. Distance will probably not be a problem, although it's falling short. Oh, it was so close. He had direction. It just falls painfully short for the Springboks. Wallabies clear up over halfway, but Springboks go quickly. A charge down. This could go anywhere. Does it fall for the Wallabies? It doesn't. And Esterhausen is there to clean up for the Springboks. And they retain possession. Oh, it's been a frantic start. Backline play here. South Africa, the kick over the top is out on the full. And they would want their time over with that, I'm sure. Crazy start to this contest. Quick throw to the front from the Wallabies. They now spread it wide. It goes as far as Hodge, who puts it high into the air, and it is taken with ease by LaRue. Calls the mark, taps and goes, and then fires it back downfield himself up over halfway. And the Springboks are looking very, very solid here. 4 minutes into the game. High intensity start to this test match. The Wallabies secure another line-out throw, 100% so far. They set up a maul, trying to get some shape. A natural collapse, though, and White, he's going to be forced to clear. Box kick, Korobeti with the chase. Not going to get enough pressure on, and it's taken easily at the back by the Springboks. But Korobeti has crushed him. But South Africa secure the ball just outside their own 22. Slow ball coming out here. Just another settler, another ruck. South Africa just controlling possession here outside their 22. Box kick from Reinek. It's short. It's recovered by South Africa. And that's a little gain for them. Now, can they spread it wide? They've got numbers out here. But LaRue, I believe it is, who's put the kick in. And this time, he lands it infield. And I don't know what the hell was just going through Tom Wright's mind there. But I'm sure whatever it is, he'd want his time over. He stays down the blind side. Does well initially. Does the step. And gets around. Gets around the Springboks defense. But then he stays close to the sideline and he goes over. South Africa with their first throw into a line out. Can they secure ball and mount some pressure? They're winning the territory battle. Well, it's been reversed. And it's an Australian throw into the line out. Well, there you go. South Africa was setting up for the throw-in. And then the referee has changed his decision. And that's another solid clearance from inside their own 22. Willie LaRue. Great boot. Up over halfway. And they'll go again. Throwing the ball to Australia and saying, you attack us. Been solid. They have been solid at line-out time, Australia. And this one was stolen, but they've come away with it somehow. They get the bounce and come away with it. And now they've got numbers out to the left. And now, Korobeti in space. He's still going, Korobeti, and he will score in the corner. Australia have scored the first try. Absolutely incredible. The line-out was pinched by South Africa, but it was scrappy and it was loose. And it fell for Australia. And they went wide early. Quade Cooper, a cutout pass. And then just simple draw and pass puts Korobeti in space down that left-hand flank. He beats the tackle and he scores. 5-0 Wallabies early. Incredible. 8 minutes in. Wallabies up 5-0. Connor Crowley, ahoy there. Welcome along, mate. I'm probably not going to do the next match, Connor, to be honest. Here in Australia, here in Brisbane, Australia, it is 1:15 in the morning. I've already streamed a couple of games of NRL earlier in the night. That is not Quade Cooper, by the way, lining up this kick at goal. The graphic on the screen popped up Quade Cooper. That is not Quade Cooper. That is Reece Hodge. Yeah, we did some of the NRL games earlier. I'm pretty well exhausted. I'm struggling at the moment, in all honesty, to be up for this one. But what a start for the Wallabies. First points. Korobete in the corner. Conversion unsuccessful. 5-0 Wallabies. 9 minutes gone. Geez, I don't think anybody really expected that. South Africa holding the ball up. The Wallabies have got a release. No, it's not coming out of there. And this will be scrum down. South Africa ball. They've just gone up a gear here. South Africa. That was really against the run of play. That try for the Wallabies. And South Africa were just lifted here and said, this is unacceptable. We need to strike back, and we need to strike back immediately. And that was huge defense by the Springboks. Getting the scrum. Look at the size of these packs. Massive. Scrum down Springboks. They're in attacking range. Driving forward at a rate of knots. That is a massive scrum from South Africa. It collapses, but referee Ben O'Keefe says bollocks to it. We're playing on. He wasn't interested in any resets or any penalties for the collapse in the middle there. Ball was available. Ball was at the back. Fair enough. Play on. Scrappy from South Africa. It's loose at the back. LaRue cleans up the ball. They've still got possession here. South Africa. Just settling things down again in midfield. Short ball inside. Klein nearly gets through. 5 phases done. Nothing really happening here for South Africa. Just now they've got the advantage. Just as I say that. Commentator's curse. Nothing really happening. They've earned the advantage. Wallabies caught offside at ruck time. And all just a little bit. They're getting in each other's way here, South Africa. This is better. Getting some space on the outside. Nothing doing though, says the referee. We are going to come back for the penalty. Korobete just driving the shoulder in on the ground there. Now, obviously, in rugby union, you can't dive on the grounded player. But this is a penalty right out in front. A gift 3 points here for South Africa if they want it. And I dare say they surely take it. And yes, they point to the post. An absolute gift. 22 metres out right in front. Make it 5 points to 3. And way offside. My God. The entire Wallabies defensive line was offside at that ruck. How do you get it that wrong? Well, somehow they did it. They found a way. They got that horribly wrong indeed. And South Africa, this is a gift 3 points. They're going to get themselves on the board here. 3 points. "13 minutes gone. 5 points to 3. Pending the kick, which I'm assuming is going to be successful. Really easy kick. He's taking his time, though, lining this up. Labok Moves in now, strikes it right down the middle. Perfect. 5 points to 3. 13 and a half minutes gone here. Rugby Championship is underway. And to be perfectly honest, South Africa, for the first 13 and a half minutes, have pretty much controlled the flow of the game. Apart from that one moment where Australia, the Wallabies, they got that breakaway try, in my mind, was really against the run of play. Cooper's got the ball here. Puts it high. Chases his own kick. LaRue takes it under no pressure. Not the best of passes. Back across the face of goal. And that's big defence here from the Wallabies. Ala Alatoa. The ball's loose out the back for South Africa. But they're marching forward. Now a huge cutout pass. Finds some space. Nowhere to go, though. Wallabies defence stands firm. They spread it wide to the right. Numbers here for South Africa. Oh, huge numbers. But, Van Staden, he had numbers to the right, but he just put his head down and went on his own. Now there's space. South Africa in the clear. One to beat. Steps in field, and that is great defence. Still rumbling forward, though, South Africa. 5 phases now. And now a loose pass. It's gone backwards. Still South Africa ball. Space out to the left. And surely a try. And it is a try. Arendse scores. And that was just all a little bit too easy in the end for the Springboks. I thought there might have been a knock-on in there. Tiptoeing down the sideline. The Springboks there. Moody tiptoes down the right-hand edge. And I thought here there might have been a little knock-on. Jeez, it's been called backwards. And look, the referee was right there. But look, 2 unmarked Springboks on the outside. And that was as easy as you like. South Africa, a little bit of reward now for their domination of possession and territory. They'll be a lot happier with the scoreboard. That's for sure. 8 points to 5. Kick to come. Springboks, as expected, have got themselves in the lead. Vobsy says, guessing the Springboks will run away with it now. Well, I mean, in all honesty, as Lebok moves in, strikes it well. Straight down the middle for the conversion. 10 points to 5. South Africa. Well, to be perfectly honest, Vobsy, the Wallabies' try, in my mind, was completely against the run of play. It was a loose, scrappy line out. It fell their way. They moved the ball quickly out to the left. And Korobede, a one-on-one break. I got the space. That is a massive wedgie. Massive wedgie for Du Toit as he goes up for that one. Oh, that's got to hurt. South Africa set up the driving maul. They've got great shape here on this maul, South Africa. They break away, and now space again. Oh, they're killing them up the middle here. Lebok looking for support. No one's with him. He's beaten everybody, Lebok, even his own support players. And the ball spills forward, and the Wallabies dodge a massive bullet there. And clear up over into Springbok territory. Oh, they're just dismantling the Wallabies. 2 out from the ruck. Straight through, looking for the support. He had nobody with him. That was some serious danger signs for the Wallabies' defence. That was weak. That was just way too easy. South Africa carved them up. 71% possession at the moment. South Africa, 18 and a half minutes gone. They are just controlling the ball. Loose line out. It's gone over the top. It was not straight. Was that might have been South Africa's first throw into the line out, I think. It was a disaster. Wallaby scrum. Just in Springbok territory. South Africa are going to be very dominant at scrum time. That might have been a loose line-out throw, but look out for the Springboks at scrum time. They bind, they set. No, it's a free kick for Australia. A little bit over-enthusiastic there, South Africa. The early drive. And referee Ben O'Keefe is not bollocksing about tonight. They've called a scrum. A free kick to the Wallabies from the scrum. And they've gone, you know what? We'll call another scrum as the Mexican wave goes around the stadium. Oh, that's an impressive Mexican wave, actually. Completely in sync all the way around. Jason Bourne says, spot the neck in the forward pack for South Africa. There's some big, big boys in there, isn't there? Scrum down. This is an interesting decision for the Wallabies. Going head-to-head with the Springboks at scrum time. They hold firm. And after the scrum, Nick White just kicks from the base of the scrum, puts it into touch, 10 out from the Springboks line. But in all honesty, you've got to question the logistics of that whole thing. I mean, quite frankly, they had a free kick. They called for another scrum, and they just immediately plugged the ball into the corner from the base of the scrum. Interesting tactics. I mean, potentially hoping for another misfire at line-out time here from the Springboks. But no, they go short this time and secure possession. And Vermeulen crushes it up. And now, oh, that's a terrible kick. Lebok has totally shanked that. And it's going to be a Wallabies throw. 15 out from the Springboks line. And maybe that was the mistake they were looking for. Lebok with the clearance has just shanked it. And is that the little invitation the Wallabies were hoping for? Wallabies go to the front of the line out. They clear early. Quade Cooper. Through the back line they go. Wright steps through the first tackle. Wallabies maintaining possession. Big counter ruck from South Africa. They can't quite get the ball though. They are challenging every ruck though, South Africa. Korobede, cut out pass. Almost gets on the outside there, Vunivalu. But he falls over his own feet and then losing the ball forward. Australia. It's on in counter-attack here for South Africa. The Lebok clears it. And that is a massive kick. And a much better one. Lebok puts it into touch. Way upfield. And a very simple mistake from Australia. And suddenly they're turning around. From 15 metres out from South Africa's line, they are now 15 metres inside their own territory. And pressure on this throw into the line out. Parecki's got to hit his target. He does, but it's loose. It's gone backwards. And Michael Hooper secures the loose ball at the back. Luckily for Australia. And they're all in each other's way here. Scrappy is the only way to describe it. scrappy from the Wallabies. And they just needed to compose themselves here, Australia. South Africa have been dominating possession and territory early, but they're only 5 points ahead. There's no need for Australia to panic. They counter ruck and they win themselves a penalty here. Over the top of the ball. And South Africa holding on. Do they take the 3 here? They're a couple of meters inside South Africa territory. Do they take the 3? It's right out in front. Hodge would have the distance. For sure. Michael Hooper wasn't exactly on his feet there when he's contesting that. To be perfectly honest, Hooper had well and truly left his feet by the time he secured that ball. So that's an interesting penalty, to say the least. But anyways, I'm sure the Wallabies, they'll take it. And from right out in front, it is Reece Hodge. 46 metres to bring the Wallabies 3 more points closer. Strikes it. It's a horrible strike. Oh, Reece Hodge has left his kicking boots in Australia. That was a terrible kick. It wasn't even close. As soon as it left the boot, you knew that it was flying off course. He was right out in front, and he's hooked it. 10 points to 5 it remains. Could goal kicking be the difference? "25 minutes gone. 10 points to 5. South Africa just controlling the flow of things at the moment. Valentini gets the ball from Cooper and settles things. Box kick from White. They were all offside on the chase there in the left-hand edge. Korombete and co. They get away with it, though, the Wallabies. And LaRue with the clearance. It's rushed. It's frantic. But he finds touch. Vopsy says, would Swalihi kick in Union? You somewhat have to be able to have at least some level of a kicking game, Vopsy, in rugby union. You don't have to be the greatest of kickers, but you do have to have some form of kicking game. As the Wallabies secure another line-out ball. It's a little bit loose, though, and Hodge just plugs it high into the air. Moving forward and losing it forward. South Africa, White with the advantage, will kick it into the end goal. And South Africa secure it, but it will come back for the knock-on. No advantage, I dare say. And they'll come back for the scrum, maybe. No, it looks like the referee has said advantage over. You great big goof, you're the one that kicked it. Nick White and your little porn stash were stupid enough to kick the ball away under knock-on advantage. Advantage over. Whoa, what do we got there? Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome along to the Wasted Water Sports. Yeah, the referee Ben O'Keefe has said bollocks to you, porn stash White. It was only a knock-on advantage, not a penalty advantage, so he's kicked it away. They get the ball back, though, Australia. Oh, now Nick White is it that's knocked it on. The irony behind that is not lost on anybody, and the crowd erupts into cheers. Knocked on by Nick White. And it's going to be a scrum down for South Africa. And just the basics at the moment are letting the Wallabies down. They have... Geez... I want to say that they've been in the contest, but at the same time they really haven't been, have they? South Africa are just controlling the flow of possession, controlling everything. Australia are still in touching distance on the scoreboard, but for how long? Vopsy says, poor Nick White, he sounds like a nice man. He's a bit of a douchebag, in all honesty. Yeah. Nick White, Vopsy, is basically Australian Rugby Union's version of who's someone from league that's constantly flapping their arms around and abusing referees. Oh yeah, Reece Walsh. Yeah, Nick White is the Australian rugby version of anyone in league who is constantly flapping their arms around every play, appealing to the referee, trying to tell them how to do their job. This has been a very fast-paced game. Quite honestly, I don't remember the last time a game of Union has been this fast-paced. As the Wallabies fall on this near side, the scrum collapses. Well, he was very quick, was referee Ben O'Keefe. He was very quick to give a free kick to the Wallabies when the Springboks went early. He's not so quick to ping the Wallabies for collapsing here. He's moved over to this near side for a closer look, though, but it was very clear. Alatoa just went straight down. Boof. Straight into the turf, as is evidenced by the fact that he's gushing out blood from his face. And down he goes again. Yep. Straight to ground. Alatoa cannot stand the pressure in the scrum. And the Springboks have penalty advantage. And they spread it wide, looking for some space. Korobede's beaten in the one-on-one tackle. But the Wallabies are there in cover and shut things down. Oh, now some space for South Africa. The kick through. Pops up. And South Africa get the ball back. It's on here. If they can get some quick ruck ball. Oh, they've just left the ball. No one was there to clean up for South Africa. And the Wallabies have just walked over the top and stolen the ball. That was very lackluster from the Springboks there. They did all the hard work. They made the break. They created the space. And then just nobody getting involved in that ruck. That was disappointing to end that play. There it is, Detoy planting the ball back. Nobody there. The throw into the line out is Pelford. South Africa now blindside play. They've got space and they'll score a try. Arensay scores a double. Oh, he came flying around the back into space. Second try for Arensay. Beautiful work from the line out. And Vunivalu was caught in no man's land. That was a beautiful set-piece play from the home team. Try time, South Africa. $15 points to 5. Conversion to come. 30 minutes have just flown by in this game. South Africa are looking mighty, mighty good. The home team, they're going to be hard to beat. From out wide on the left-hand edge, Lebok with the conversion. Taking his time, lining it up. Moves in, strikes it. It's right down the middle, Lebok. 17 points to 5. The Springboks. They're starting to see some value for all their dominance so far in this game. 17-5. It's looking a bit safer on the scoreboard now as we approach half-time. Wallabies get us back underway. Secured at the back there by Vermeulen. Sorry. Captain Vermeulen secures the ball. Detoy now settles it. Springboks inside their own 22. Just controlling the ball. Box kick incoming. No, it's passed out to Labok. And now LaRue. They spread it through the back line. Oh, that's a terrible kick by Esterhausen. Well, actually, it worked out all right, didn't it? It looked like it was terrible off the boot from Esterhausen, but he got a great bounce, and it's up over halfway somehow. Somehow that ball found its way up over the halfway line. It looked like a disaster off the boot when he first kicked it, but got a great little bounce into touch. Wallabies win the line out right on the halfway line. Nick White setting up a box kick. Very predictable. Korobete chases. Oh, Korobete's attacked the player in the air there. Very lucky to get away with that one. It was a loose arm, but still, nonetheless. And they're going through the hands now. LaRue can't quite get on the outside. That was some solid defence there from the Wallabies. South Africa, they don't want to kick it away. They're just settling things down here. Controlling possession. Not giving the Wallabies anything here. Referee tells them to use box kick. It's up from Reinach. It's a terrible kick. Falls down. Up, and the Wallabies have just caught themselves in an accidental offside scenario here. Penalty, South Africa. They get a result. It was a disaster of a box kick. In all honesty, it was a terrible kick. They get a result from it, though. And Labok can just plug this upfield, and South Africa can launch a set play from a line-out. Finding touch, 10 metres, the Wallaby side of halfway. And yeah, just got themselves in an awkward position there between Vunivalu and Slipper. Springbok throw into the line out. Geez, that wasn't exactly straight, but they get away with it. South Africa have the ball. They attack down the right-hand edge. Cut out pass and now into space. Again, Aronsay. He's tracked down and caught by the Wallabies cover defence, but front foot ball and pressure. South Africa, they're threatening with every play now. Reinach stays on the blind side, spots a gap, and he almost goes straight through Reinach. The Wallabies are just holding on by a thread here. The Springboks, they're relentless, they're ruthless. Counter ruck by the Wallabies is good. And Slipper will pick the ball up and kick it away upfield. Big counter ruck from the Wallabies. Desperation. But they are out on their feet here. South Africa. You just get the feeling it's like a boxing match, and Australia are just getting pummeled at the moment. And South Africa, they're just lining up that killer blow, that knockout punch. They haven't quite landed it yet, but the Wallabies are not out of jail. Line out here for South Africa. Still very much in attacking range. They bring it out early and beating the first up tackle again, Esterhausen. Better defence there from Valentini, but they're allowed to offload. And now South Africa spread it wide to the left. Cutting back in field. Settling it down for a ruck. South Africa just controlling possession. the weight of possession in South Africa's favour. It's overwhelming. And the Wallabies, surely they must break at some stage. Du Toit takes it to the line. Dominant tackle that time from Australia. But South Africa retain it. Through 5 phases, they kick out wide and way too wide. That's out on the full by a long, long margin. LaRue, it'd be interesting to know what was going through his head there. And a little bit of frustration here from the Springboks, as the Wallabies will get this throw into the line out. There's no frustration in the crowd, though. That is a very happy home crowd with what they've seen so far in this opening 37 minutes. 17 points to 5 in favour of the home side. And they are just dominating things at the moment, controlling the flow of possession. Wallabies win the line out, set up a rolling maul. They've got to get it out of there. It's back for White. Box kick. Shocking. Vunivalu chases well, but Arendse, what a take under pressure. And the Springboks win a penalty. The Wallabies, 2 players, hands on the ground. You're not allowed to do that. Two minutes to go till the halftime break. Lebok puts it into touch. Back in Wallabies territory. What a great take under pressure there from Arendse. And then, yes, Wallabies players not supporting their own weight on the counter ruck. Just falling over the top and creating that advantage. Slow to the line out here, South Africa. They secure possession. They set up a driving maul. I'm surprised that it's taken this long for the Springboks to set up a driving maul. And they've got very good shape here. It spills out the back. Wallabies did well to defend that. Esterhazen beats the first up tackle again. Bumping off Quade Cooper. And that's scrappy at the back there, South Africa. Oh, it's just not... And now lost by LaRue. Counter ruck from Australia. Referee calls them off now. No hands. But they've lost a lot of yardage here. The chip in over the top. It bounces for us, Arendse. And that's now knocked on. Australia ball. And Vunivalu's away. Desperation ankle tap. And now Nick White loses the ball. No advantage. And the Wallabies will get a scrum, and it's all just gone a little bit scrappy here at the back end of this game. I mean, at the back end of this half. Arendse is having an absolute blinder. Man of the match so far for mine. We're only 40 minutes in, I know, but yeah, the number 11 for South Africa, Arendse. 2 tries. He's been everywhere. And every time he gets the ball, there's a threat of something happening. He's having an absolute blinder so far. I dare say the Wallabies, they will just secure this ball and bang it into touch. I don't think they'll want to. They need to get into the sheds and have a little bit of a regroup, in all honesty. Eddie Jones will probably put the rocket up them and see what happens in the second half. But I think they'll secure this ball for the scrum and just plug it in touch. Alatoa's gone down again on this near side. Referee Ben O'Keefe calls for the reset, and I dare say that he will move over to this near side and keep his eye on the Wallabies number 3 again. He's collapsed. He's just gone straight down, face first, into the dirt. And yes, O'Keefe has moved over to this near side to keep an eye on him. Alatoa is just being decimated at scrum time here by the Springboks. And this could be huge. A scrum penalty, if the Springboks can earn one, would be massive going into the sheds. They set. Big drive from South Africa. But Australia, they managed to clear the ball. That was a massive scrum from the Springboks. They're playing on here, the Wallabies. Not rolling away here, South Africa. Penalty advantage to the Wallabies. Cooper puts the kick in over the top. It's good. Oh, it's a kind bounce. Hooper fires a forward pass. That's a forward pass. Hooper's blowing up, but it was a mile forward. And it will come back for the penalty. Oh, 12 goal in front of the kicker. There you go. Yeah, Quade Cooper, he's had a very quiet return to the Wallabies lineup, hasn't he? Big discussion going on here about what they're going to... They are taking a shot at goal here. This has got to be, what, 55, maybe even 60 metres on the angle? This is a very ambitious shot at goal, even at altitude. This is a very ambitious opportunity to take the 3. Massive kick, though. I mean, if this goes over, Australia would have to be somewhat happy. 17-8 at the halftime break. 66 metres on the angle. Reece Hodge, he's 0 from 2 tonight. Not a chance. Oh, he's got the distance, has he? No, it's fallen short. And South Africa will plug it into touch. Geez, when it first left the boot, it looked like it had metres left over, to be honest. When he first hit it, when it first fired off the boot, it looked like it was going to have some distance to spare. But no, it holds up in the air and it falls way short. And I don't think he had the direction anyway. Reece Hodge, 0 from 3 with the boot. And a dominating start to the Rugby Championship for the Springboks. Going into half-time at 17 points to 5. In all honesty, they probably should have a bigger advantage than that. Quite frankly, 17 points to 5, 17-8 at halftime for the Wallabies. If that penalty goal had gone over, that would have been a little bit of a gift. But 17-5, they're not out of it, but they're not exactly in it either, if that makes sense. But yeah, 17-5 at halftime. West of World Sports, I'm going to have a quick break, and then we'll come back and we will dissect that first half right after this. I've got to figure out how to even leave in the first place, though, I suppose. All right, there we go. All right, be right back.
The Springboks from that collision winning are getting to win and looking impressive in attack. They'll go in with a 10. Livoff, who is confident now that he knows he can go to win and get some good results out there wide. This is all about collision for the Wallabies. In there, in the change room right now, the coach will be talking about their sectors, but if they cannot get off the line of defence, well, the last 2 passes that play in the Springboks attack, the Wallabies got some good shots from Roberts, some more defence on the end. There was another one, the single shot from Rob Valentino, Peter stepped up to it on the second phase. They rested momentum, and then the Wallabies looked comfortable defensively. From there, they can get back in the game.
Makes you shortly so all of that physical presence for Wallabies. Take back to the start of the contest and the Wallaby fold and it's in start well. Really want to turn over the line now. I told you really not just to get this ball, to keep it wide. You also want to keep the sum up perfectly. Ruffles that pass and it's on right with the break up here. Break up. I still expect that flies on the field. Yeah, I think the next one there was City man playing well. Like, that ball is weird. It's from the other doors for that ball playing 15. Allows to go transfer the ball down there.
All right, Wasted World of Sports, thank you very much for your company here as the Rugby Championship 2023 is underway. South Africa, 17 points to 5 at halftime, dominating things, really. They've controlled the flow of possession, 56% to be precise, and 58% territory. 250 run meters to the Wallabies, 134. Interesting stat, though. 5 line breaks to the Springboks, 4 to the Wallabies. It's about the only thing that the Wallabies are close on the stat sheet with. But yeah, South Africa are full value for that lead at halftime. 12 points only. Don't know that they'll be ecstatic about that, in all honesty. Feel like it probably could have been, should have been more. But still, RNC, 2 tries. Still a full half of footy to go, for a full half of rugby. He's my man of the match at the moment, though, for South Africa. He's just popped up everywhere. These little number 11s for the Springboks, they just have a habit of popping them out. It's like a factory. Just cheeky little wingers that are able to pop up and play seemingly above their weight. And that's what they've found here from RNC. That's for sure. Having a great game so far. A couple of tries. Definitely my early man of the match call. If he can keep that up in the second half. Time will tell. 12 points is not insurmountable, but the Wallabies, they've got to... They've really got to turn it around big time. Jason Bourne says not many pick and drives in this match. What I will say about this game is just the speed, the pace at which both teams are playing. South Africa, you expected a lot more driving mauls, or rolling mauls, I should say. South Africa are masters of the rolling maul, but we haven't really seen it. There's been opportunities to set one up, but they haven't. They've kind of suckered everybody in, and they've gone quickly and spread the ball wide. It's been a really fast-paced match, in my opinion. And maybe that has taken the Wallabies by surprise a little bit. South Africa are not playing, in my opinion, a typical Springboks game so far. They're playing quick. They're playing expansive. They're keeping the ball through their hands. And they're dominating proceedings here. It's been a very clinical display so far. Don't know that they'll be ecstatic with only a 12-point lead at the halftime break, but really I don't think the Wallabies have particularly fired a shot. Nothing that would concern them too much. Interesting to see what happens in the second half after they get into the sheds. Eddie has a bit of a chat to them. See if they can come out with something in the second stanza. But yes, very, very surprising game so far. But very enjoyable as well. I really do wish Wasted World of Sports that I could stick around for the All Blacks game. I really do. I just can't realistically see any chance of that happening. Stranger things have happened, though, I guess. We'll see. But I don't think so. I don't think that I will be covering the All Blacks Argentina game. I don't think I can kill that much time in between the games. 17 points to 5 here, though. South Africa. Big advantage at halftime, really. Dominating the stat sheet. All right, I'm going to pop off and have a very quick break again. And then we'll be back for the second half. Rugby Championship. Vopsy says, what time is the Argentina game? I think it's like 6 in the morning, 6 a.m. I think it's still like 4 hours away. I don't think I could do it. I really don't. I would be, and even if I did manage to somehow stay up for it, I think I would be zombie-like trying to call it. Yeah, I think we'll put any of the games in Argentina on the back burner. All right. Be back for the second half. Coming up soon, Waste World of Sports. Thank you for your company. Springboks dominating things here in the first 40. Will there be some surprises thrown up in the second half? We'll be right back to find out. Whoops. Didn't mean to put old mate Phil Waugh up on the screen.
Second half in Pretoria.
Excuse me. Wasted World of Sports. Yep. Second half. Getting ready to get underway. Teams coming back out onto the field. The Wallabies find themselves in a 12-point deficit, which is somewhat unsurprising, in all honesty. Ala Alatoa has been dominated at scrum time. He has actually really been made a fool by the Springboks scrum, which has been very solid, as you would expect. The home team back out onto the field, 17 points to 5. 40 minutes to go to try and turn this around for the Wallabies. It has not been looking likely, though, at all. The home team really doing well, controlling the flow of this contest. Quade Cooper, it's been a bit of a quiet return for him, but hardly surprising, to be totally honest. Second half ready to go. The Wallabies will kick off and get us underway, I think. Or is it South Africa's kickoff? It is South Africa's kickoff. There we go. Wallabies kicked off the first half. South Africa, the home team, ready to kickstart us here. In the second half, can the Wallabies turn it around? Or will the Springboks continue to have full say over the flow of this contest? It is their game to lose at the moment. South Africa. Referee blows his whistle. Lebok gets us underway. And Australia secure possession. Nick White gets it. Kicks it immediately. Plugs it into touch up towards the halfway line. Vobsy says if the Wallabies come back, I'll be amazed. Hey, we've seen some comebacks. But yeah, they really just have not been in this contest at all so far, just physically. And line out throw. South Africa secure it on the halfway line. They go wide to the left. They create some space. Still going up over halfway. Springboks, great run there from Van Stanen. Box kick from Reinach. Pressure at the back here. Knocked on, though, by South Africa. It's loose at the back. It'll be scrum down. Wallabies ball. Taking on Korobete with the high ball. But Moody just can't wrangle it down. And it spills forward. Jason Bourne, I just need 13 plus. And Vobsy then says, watch them win by 12. It's out there now. It's out there in the cyberspace, in the chat. It's been said. It'd be pretty painful if it happens. This is the score that for the next 40 minutes, nobody scores any points. And it goes to full time, 17-5. More solid scrum there from the Wallabies. Cooper now kicks upfield. It bounces straight into the arms of the Springboks. And now the return kick has got the Wallabies backpedaling and under pressure. Nick White passes it back to Cooper, who puts the kick in, but that is a huge net gain for the Springboks. It'll be a South Africa line out, 22 out from the Wallabies line. Two and a half minutes into the second half. Line out throw. Hits the target, Mbambi. And again, Springboks, they don't set up the rolling maul. They bring the ball out. And Kickoff sets them up. Oh, it's been touched. Knocked forward. No, knocked backwards. South Africa maintain possession. It's messy. But they still have the ball, most importantly of all. Looking for the knockout punch. Heading towards the line is Vermeulen. He's close. They're 5 out. Reineck gets caught at the base of the ruck. LaRue sets up his forwards now, taking over the scrum half roll. It's been reefed out by the Wallabies. Now Hooper passes it back to Cooper in the end goal. Vunivalu puts the kick in. And the clearance does not get the Wallabies out of pressure, but just a little bit further upfield. Still inside their own 22. South Africa forced into a line-out throw. Goal line defence was solid there from Australia. But the pressure not alleviated. Mbambi with the line-out throw. He's been hitting his marks most of tonight. And again, secure the ball. They set up a rolling maul this time. They've got great shape here, South Africa. Rolling forward. Pressure on the Wallabies here. Oh, they've got great forward momentum. Look at the shape of this rolling maul. They're just rumbling upfield now, South Africa. The ball comes free at the back, and it's loose. It's knocked on, and it's going to be a Wallabies scrum. Oh, they dodge a big bullet there. The scrum will be 10 metres out from their own line, and this is pressure. Big pressure. Ala Alatoa has looked very shaky, to say the least, at scrum time. And 10 metres out from your own line is not the time you want to be collapsing. This is a big, big scrum here. Massive in the context of the game as well. They can't afford to give away any more points here, the Wallabies. Massive scrum. Look at Ala Alatoa over on that far side. And that's exactly where referee O'Keefe has set himself up. He's been collapsing all night. Watch him, watch him. Free kick to the Wallabies. Green trying to walk around the scrum. And it's a free kick only, so they plug this into touch. It will be South Africa throw into the line out. Hodge just puts it high, straight down the middle, not looking for the touch line. South Africa fire it back across midfield. Kick back into the corner. It's well placed into the Wallabies 22. Australian line out. Vobsy says this half is going to go forever. You get the feeling it might, Vobsy, because basically the Springboks, they are well in command of this game, and they don't have to do anything extravagant here. They can just do what they're doing. Just pin the ball down into Wallaby territory, into the corners, control the territory, and force the Wallabies to try and play. And the Wallabies have got nothing at the moment, just kick the ball back. White plugs it downfield. And South Africa, they will just settle here. Oh, LaRue's going to take them on. Willie LaRue has got Arensay in support. And South Africa, they're actually going to have a run here. It's good to see. They don't need to do it, but they're going to have a go. Good on them. Flat football here, though, from the Springboks. I dare say they'll be forced into a kick now, though. Just push the Wallabies back into their own half. Make them play. This is their game to lose now, South Africa. Box kick from Reinhardt. It's taken by Vunivalu. Counter ruck is good from South Africa, and that will be a penalty and a 3-pointer coming up for the home side. The counter ruck was good. Look at the numbers here from South Africa. Kickoff gets himself back to his feet and challenges that ball. Hands all over it. Vunivalu holding on, and this is a gift 3-pointer. No, they're not taking it. They're plugging it into the corner. South Africa are going for the killer blow. Wow, this is massive. Once again, South Africa, not what you expect from them. You expect them to take the 3. I'm calling for the 3. Put it beyond 2 converted tries, but no, they want the knockout punch here. The Springboks, the killer blow. They're going for it. Line out. 10 out from the Wallabies line. A little bit further, actually. About 15 out. Didn't quite get it to the 10-metre mark. And the throw's over the top. And Hooper secures it. And now Quade Cooper in space. The first thing that he's really done all night. South Africa, they should have taken the 3. And now it comes back to Ikitau, and Ikitau's put it out on the full. Oh, that's a big let off for the Springbok. Ikitau puts it out on the full. The clearing kick. And we come all the way back for South African line-out throw. Pretty much a stalemate. They're starting from right where they were, just on the opposite edge of the field. Secure the line-out ball this time, South Africa. Once again, they're looking for that knockout punch. 17-5, 49 minutes gone, 50 now. Reinach across the face of the defence, nearly through the gap. Vermeulen just brought down by the shoelaces. But South Africa secure possession. Quick ruck ball. Oh, they've got numbers out to the left. They can't quite get it there, though. Esterhausen almost through. Quick ball here. Oh, the numbers to the left. Arensay's over. Oh, man of the match confirmed. Man of the match confirmed. Arensay, try number 3. 22 points to 5. Give that man the man of the match award already. A hat-trick. 22-5 kick to come. South Africa dominant to open the Rugby Championship. Setting the benchmark early. Oh, they're going to be hard to beat this year in the competition. South Africa setting the bar nice and early for the Rugby Championship. Slightly forward, that pass, but just a little bit forward, you reckon? No, I think that's okay. That's all right. I'm happy enough with that. Yep, I'm happy with that. That's a try. Arensay's having an absolute blinder of a game. a hat trick early in the second half. Dan Jam says can't see where the Wallabies will score from. Completely against the run of play, Dan Jam, just like their first try. That might be the only way it happens. It just feels like they've got no attacking threat whatsoever. And look at the defense there from the Wallabies, covering across, overrunning it all. This is a huge performance from the Springbok, setting the benchmark early for this Rugby Championship. The conversion is unsuccessful. Disaster of a conversion attempt, but 22 points to 5. Arense, what a finish that was. To land that try, that was very impressive. Wallabies get us back underway. Springboks secure the ball. Great take there from Ori. And they are just clinical at the moment, South Africa. Rana puts the box kick up. The chase is good. Wright gets away from the first up tackle, though. Pinches some extra meters. Cooper, crossfield kick. Finds his target. Oh, now the pass back to nobody. LaRue will get a foot to it. And it falls over the sideline. Oh, it's messy from the Wallabies. Desperation stuff. The scramble. And it wasn't good. And now, what have we got here? A penalty for South Africa. Willie LaRue tackled without the ball. All right, do they just settle it down here and take the 3? No, they're not even a thought, not even a consideration of the 3. They want more. This is a different South African team that we're seeing run out here. This is a South African team with a killer instinct. They don't want the 3. They want the killer blows. It's going to be a line out. 10 out from the Wallabies line. They have just fired a warning shot to this entire competition tonight, the Springboks, and it's not over yet. The rolling maul, they've just charged over the top. Held up is the signal from the referee. Oh, surely they've scored that try. They just went charging over, did the Springboks. And that's got to be a try. Held up by who? Held up by who, referee O'Keefe? It was all Springboks there. Held up by themselves. Of course we're going upstairs to check it, you great big goof. On-field decision is the ball's held up. I don't understand how it was possibly held up. It was all Springboks there. The only way that it was held up is if one of the Springboks planted the ball on another Springbok's ass crack. That is the only plausible way that ball was held up. It was all green jerseys there. Look at the form they had on this rolling maul. Oh, he turned him on his back, I see. Fair enough, I take it all back. I take it all back. They managed to turn him over on his back and collapse it. But, I mean, that's collapsing the rolling maul, surely. This could be a penalty try here. It's got to be a penalty try. Yep, there we go. Parecki is off. Yellow card. 29 points to 5. South Africa go even further ahead. The shape that they had on this driving maul, though, look at this. That is impressive. And clearly collapsed. Justifiable decision there. 29-5. All over Red Rover. This is not a good start to the Eddie Jones reign over the Wallabies. It will take a huge, huge effort to turn this around back in Australia. As Nick White gets us back underway, 29 points to 5. This is a Springbok team that is going to be very difficult to beat in the Rugby Championship. And they get a penalty now from the kickoff. Penalty to the Springbok. Vopsy asks who are the Wallabies up against next. They said this earlier. Pretty sure they said it earlier that Australia play Argentina next, I think. Maybe. I think. Australia, Argentina in Sydney. Mind you, if they play like this, then Argentina might get the W. Throw in the line out is pilfered by the Wallabies. It's Scrappy at the back. Vunivalu passes it off. And this... it's a gift to Lebok. A gift to South Africa. Have you ever seen anything as messy in your life? The Wallabies have pilfered the line out. But it was Scrappy at the back. They couldn't secure the loose ball. White pops it out to Vunivalu. Vunivalu drops it cold. And there, with open arms, Lebok. And just strolls over. And if it looks too easy, then surely it was. Is there anything to have a look at there? That seemed way too simple. John, ahoy there. Greetings from South Africa. Must be a very, very happy atmosphere. Wait a minute. The on-field decision is a try, but referee O'Keefe. Hey, as I said, if it seems too easy, it probably was. There is something to have a look at here. That was an absolute gift. That was served up on a platter to Lebok, if it's a try. Let's have a look. So Cooper is, nothing there. That's just a loose ball from Vunivalu. I don't think it's been touched. No touch there. White's popped the ball back. Vunivalu here. Oh, maybe just a little touch on that. Maybe a cheeky little hand on the ball there is going to save Australia. Yep. The Wallabies have been saved by a cheeky little hand on the ball. The try will get scrubbed out. Oh, she can't believe it. She's in shock. She's in absolute shock. She can't believe that call. Mark Moas Bass, ahoy there, mate. Marnie is not a Lebok. He's a Springbok. I'll tell you who I've been standout impressed with tonight is Arensay. Arensay has been absolutely immense. He's been everywhere. Man of the match, standout performance for mine. Scrum down Wallabies. They've been very shaky at scrum time, especially Alatoa. Referee O'Keefe is on to Alatoa. Every time a scrum packs down, he's over his side of the scrum now. He's got his eye on him. South Africa trying to wheel last time. Gave away a free kick. Big contact there on the engagement. Wallabies rising. Slippers. Oh, lucky to get away with that. The Wallabies, the entire front row went up. They were lucky to get away with that there, the Wallabies. The entire front row up. Big drive in the scrum for the Springboks. Wallabies ball, though. They've got away with that one. They have it on halfway. Very lucky to get away with that. No. Wallabies secure possession. Moa's bus says time for Eddie Jones to back up. It's been one game, mate. It's been one game, and it's an away game in South Africa. It's always tough. I don't think you can write Eddie Jones off after one match, but I will say that a very questionable decision to bring Quade Cooper back into the squad. But at the same time, who? Bernard Foley. Who do they have? But anyway, penalty advantage here to South Africa is called, and it will go back for the penalty. 29 points to 5. 57.5 minutes gone. Domination is the only way to sum this game up so far. Dan Jam asks, do you think he'll start raiding more NRL clubs? Well, there's been talk of that. He's talking a big game, Eddie, as far as the NRL raid. But honestly, the NRL raid, NRL players crossing over, it's very hit or miss. And it's more often a miss. Unless they have had history in rugby union prior, it's usually a miss. They pretty well stink up the joint, the rugby league players, when they come across, don't they? Wallabies pilfer the line out. This time they secure. Counter ruck is huge from the Springboks. Wallabies maintain it. That's about as far forward as you can possibly throw a pass from Nick White. Passes don't get too much more forward than that. And it's been pinged. And it'll be a scrum down here for the Springboks. You can shake your head all you like, Nick White, but that was so far forward, I thought I was watching the NFL. Hello. All right, I'll calm down. Moa's bus says, Eddie Jones, you're nice for the one-liners. For the journalists, this is International Rugby Union. It's about the contest, the grind. Oh, Tate McDermott's on. Is that the end of Nick White's Wallabies career? Tate McDermott is on. Now, honestly, watch the Wallabies lift. What a massive scrum here, though. Once again from South Africa. Huge at scrum time. Putting the kick through, and it beats everybody into touch. But this has got to come back for the penalty. Penalty advantage at scrum time. That was a monster scrum from the Springboks. They just decimated. This is the Wallabies of old at scrum time. Just being dominated. Driven back at will by the Springboks. Monstrous drive. Once again, no thought of the 3 points. They want more. This is a South African side with a killer instinct. They don't just want to put the dagger into the Wallabies. They want to twist it. They want a big, big victory here. Graham Hood, ahoy there, mate. Graham Hood says, great commentary and thank you. Proud South African supporter. And the South African supporters should be very proud tonight. Setting up another rolling maul. Good shape, but they fall to ground this time over their own feet. They're just 15 out from the line, though. Springboks. Kickoff gets close. Huge cutout pass out wide. And Moody fires the pass in field. The ball is still alive, though, for South Africa. And Detoy, forward pass is eventually called. I thought it was forward at the time it left the hands. Must have got a call from his touch judge there. But yes, South Africa have fired a warning shot to the rest of the Rugby Championship for 2023. They have set the bar early, and this has been a fine performance. I've been very impressed, especially my man of the match, Arendse, has had an absolute blinder of a performance. One of the best performances from a South African winger that I've seen, probably since Brian Abana. They've had some quality wingers. Brian Abana, Chester Williams. Does anyone remember Chester Williams? Oh, what a little unit Chester was. Great player. But yeah, Arendse, what a blinding performance. Man of the match for mine. Hands down. Arendse, 3 tries. He's looked threatening every time he touches the ball. He's created things out of nothing. Keep an eye on that name for the rest of the Rugby Championship. Brewster Cox, ahoy. Welcome along. Still 20 minutes to go in this game. South Africa could rack up a big score here. What are the record books? What is South Africa's biggest score over the Wallabies? Because I think they might threaten it here tonight. Big drive on the scrum again. The Wallabies buckle under pressure. They had to get that ball out of there. Ball was out. They're racing up here. Wallabies under immense pressure in front of their own posts. McDermott on for Nick White. That's a good call, that one, in my opinion. Back to Cooper. Cooper shanks the kick off the outside of the boot. And Moody will return it. And South Africa now can just settle things. They can attack for more points. It's been picked up by Detoy at the base of the ruck. And he makes some bonus meters up the middle. Lazy defenders around the ruck there from the Wallabies. They were caught napping. Now the kick in behind pops up nicely for Wright. And the Wallabies win a penalty. Off his feet there. Relieving penalty for the Wallabies. Hey! Thank you very much for the subscribe there. Very much appreciated. Oh, the home crowd, very happy. They're dancing in the stands. That guy's wearing sunglasses at night time. Oh, he's just whipped them off because he's realised he's on camera wearing sunglasses. Dweeber's on. Cock is on. Kickoff having a rest. What a great game he's had. Kickoff, the kid from Bully, all grown up. Wallabies ball from the line-out. McDermott, box kick from the base of the maul. Taken easily at the back. That man again, Arendse, under the high ball. Takes it and secures it for South Africa. Honestly, give him the man of the match. If he does not get man of the match, I will be stunned. What a performance he has put in. Box kick, close to the sideline and over on the full. Into touch on the full. Wallabies will get the line out. "17 minutes to go. 33 seconds left of yellow card for the Wallabies. Here we go. Dan Jam says record score for the Boks is 53 points to 8. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but if they could go back to back, and let's face it, they're more than capable, as this line-out throw is not straight. The line-out throw is not straight, just to add to more of a shambles that the Wallabies have been tonight. Oh, and it wasn't even close, was it? It was not even close to being straight. And it's going to be scrum down South Africa. Wallabies back to a full complement. Ala Alatoa is off. Great timing to take him off. Ala Alatoa has been found out at scrum time tonight, dominated by the Springboks front row. And it'll be interesting to see how the Wallabies scrum goes with him off the field. Will we see a more stable scrum from the Wallabies? "64 minutes gone. Plenty of time for South Africa to pile on some points late. 53-8 is the record score that they may have their eye on. And that is a much better scrum from the Wallabies, although they've twisted it, and a penalty advantage to the Springbok. That was a much better scrum, though, from Australia with Ala Alatoa off. And I can't help but think that a couple of players have really played themselves out of this squad tonight. Nick White, potentially one. Ala Alatoa surely does not get another run in this Rugby Championship. The scrum immediately looking much more stable. Yes, they got penalised there for a fairly blatant scrum wheel, but it looked a lot more stable, at least, with Ala Alatoa off. Faree's on. Springboks continue to roll out the replacements. Fresh legs on the park. Winning the line-out ball. No thought of a rolling maul. They bring the ball out. They've been having some success with that, so why stop? So why not keep going? Yeah, why? You know what I'm trying to say. I hope. I'm starting to wonder if I know. Dummies and through the gap. Oh, it's on here. Williams, the dummy from the scrum base, goes on his own. He nearly got over. Oh, they're threatening here. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, Fopsy. Just a wee bit. They're 5 out from the line here. South Africa threatening again. They are just centimetres short. Now Detoy charges over. Has he got it down? O'Keefe is down. He has got the best look at the house there, and he calls it held up. It's been called held up here. Oh, yes, and it does just fall on. It fell on Quade Cooper's ankle. Quade Cooper's ankle, the only thing saving the day there for the Wallabies. And another 5-pointer. Yeah, it's been a long night, Vobsy. 2 NRL games, a little power nap, and then back at it for the Rugby Championship as Cooper puts the dropout out on the full. And things just go from bad to worse for the Wallabies. Quade Cooper has had a little bit of a nightmare return to the Wallabies Wallaby squad, and it's going to be a scrum down. A scrum down 10 metres out from the Wallabies line. What can they come up with here? South Africa have been dominant at scrum. Well, they've been dominant in the whole game, but especially at scrum time. I've been so impressed with the Springboks scrum. 10 out from the line here. Scrum is solid again from the Springboks. Driving forward. It comes out now. Williams. It's been tapped down by the Wallabies. South Africa ball. Advantage. Knocked on by Australia. Trying to get the intercept there. Korombete. Couldn't get it. South Africa maintain possession. Now a penalty advantage. They were up too quick. Here's the chance now. The crossfield kick. The crossfield kick is almost taken down by Moody. He couldn't quite secure it, but we come back for the penalty. Actually, Vobsy, I think you're right. I saw Chuggy early on, but then haven't seen him again since. Hang on, I'll see if I can find him. Oh, what do we got? We've got a yellow card coming up here. Wallabies are going to be down a man again. It just goes from bad to worse. And a penalty try again. No way. A second penalty try. A second penalty try for the Springboks. Vunivalu, yellow carded. And another penalty try. Oh, you wouldn't read about it. Crazy scenes. 2 penalty tries. Who'd have thought the penalty tries would get a double? 36 points to 5. 12 minutes to go. Honestly, there's plenty of time to break out the record books here. As Australia goes short, they secure the ball. They set up the ruck. South Africa told to release. It's freed up. Honestly, Tate McDermott has looked a lot more, what's the word, at ease at the ruck base than Nick White. And look at the speed of the ball that they're getting now, the Wallabies. When they actually have the ball, the speed of the clearance from Tate McDermott, it's night and day. Nick White is just awful. Anyway, not my call to make, is it? And now it's been knocked on by the Wallabies, and the nightmare continues. $36 points to 5. 11 minutes to go. And this has just been absolute brutal domination by South Africa, signaling their intent for this 2023 Rugby Championship. They have set the bar early. I really, really do wish that I could stay up and cover the All Blacks game just to see how the All Blacks and the Pumas respond to this statement that's just been made by the Springboks. But I don't think I could do it. I really don't think I could do it. Scrum falls over again for the Wallabies. Referee doesn't give a bollocks anymore. He just tells them to clear it, and clear it they do, with numbers out to the left. Oh, they're a bit short here. Right. Caught in no man's land. But they fall over each other here, the Springboks, and then losing it forward is Toy, and they get away with that, the Wallabies. And Korobete comes away with it. Wallabies into space out on the left, but they're shut down. The speed of the ball since McDermott's come on, it's noticeable. In a losing effort, a horrible losing effort, the speed of ruck ball since McDermott's come on, and that's a forward pass. But yeah, that is one thing I will say. That is one positive to take away from this for the Wallabies. Ala Alatoa got severely found out at scrum time. His Wallaby career is surely done. And the other thing I will say is that Tate McDermott is night and day better than Nick White. The speed of the ruck ball since Tate McDermott's come onto the field has been very, very noticeable, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see if Eddie Jones has been taking the same notes that I have, and if there's a shake-up to the squad for the next game. 8 minutes to go here. 36 points to 5. Just a dominant performance from South Africa, and it's not over yet. The Wallaby scrum goes down again. How many times is that going to happen? Finally, referee O'Keefe has set advantage as Esterhausen loses the ball in contact. And we will come back for the scrum penalty. They've got away with it a few times, the Wallabies. This has been a big performance. Do they take the 3 or do they go for another try? Surely they're going to plug this into the corner and go again. Yes, they will. Lebok lining up the corner. He wants to get this as close to the corner post as possible for a 10-meter line out. We're about due for a Springbok rolling maul, I reckon. What do you say, chat room? I reckon we're due for a Springboks rolling maul. The past few lineouts, they've spread the ball out early. I reckon we're due for the rolling maul here. Down for the Springboks. They secure possession. They set it up. They've got the rolling maul. They fall over. It goes to ground. Wallabies repel it. It was on, though. It was on. They had their opportunity. Quick ball. South Africa. Midfield towards the post they go. 10 out from the line. Pressure for the Wallabies defence. Are they going to leak more points? What are the odds on another penalty try here? A hat-trick for penalty tries. What a turn-up that would be. Roos goes close. They're 5 out. Almost barging over. Oh, it's just opened up. Where was the defence? Toy just dives over the base of the ruck. That was horrible. That was embarrassing defence. Toy just from the base of the ruck. Oh, throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. It's over. That was embarrassing. Where was the defence from the Wallabies? Toy just picks it up from the base of the ruck and dives over untouched. And that was just way too easy. $41 points to 5. 5 minutes still to go. How close are we getting to the record books? I've got to say, Lebok has had a great game, but I'm sorry, his haircut does not come anywhere near Conrad Yanchis. Just to the left of the post here. Lebok moves in, strikes it. It's on target. It's right down the middle. 43 points to 5. A massacre here in South Africa. Dan Jam says 10 points for the record. If that kick goes over, which it did. The kick did indeed go over. So, 10 points in 4 minutes. It's plausible. Lost forward here by the Wallabies. It'll be scrum down for the Springboks. It's possible. 10 points in the next 4 minutes. It's possible. Can they break the records here? South Africa, they deserve it. They deserve it on the back of this performance. They really do. Mama Worst Boss says man of the match, Money Lebok. No, I've got Arunse as the man of the match. Arunse is my man of the match. Quality performance. The Loudmouth Appreciation Society. Sounds like something I need to be part of. I've got a bloody mouth on me. They played a hell of a game, says the Loudmouth Appreciation Society. Big scrum here from the Springboks again. Penalty advantage. They break away from the base, beating the man one-on-one, and away goes Moody. Puts the kick straight down the throat of Korombete, who puts a foot in touch. Advantage played, but they get an advantage from it, the Springboks. The Loudmouth Appreciation Society, ref, good game, yes or no? Absolutely. Absolutely, I think he's been fine. Referee Ben O'Keefe, probably some... yeah. I think he's let some things go, especially at scrum time. You almost get the feeling like he felt sorry for the Wallabies a little bit there during the middle of the game. I feel like the Wallabies got away with a lot of collapses when Ala Alatoa was on. He got pinned for some, but I feel like they got away with a few as well that he could easily have called. But overall, absolutely good performance. Now, here go the Wallabies. It's all a little bit too late, though, guys. And it's shut down as the Springboks slide across in defence and just shuffle them over the sideline. Jonathan Manson, ahoy there. All Blacks 34, Argentina 17. Anyone agree for the next match? I think that would be a pretty decent result for the All Blacks, to be honest. I don't think it will be that comfortable. I have no faith in the All Blacks in this Ian Foster era. Not sure if that throw was straight, and no, it was not. And it's been called as such. Crooked throw into the line out just to make matters worse for the Wallabies. Yeah, 100% Dan Jam. I think this will be... I really, really want to stay out for it. I really do. I really wish that I could somehow find the energy to stay up for the next game. Well, All Blacks versus the Pumas. I'm struggling to see it happen, in all honesty. I really, really wish that I could. I don't know that I could make it happen, but I think it's going to be a good game, and I really do think the Pumas are better value, Jonathan. I really do think the Pumas are better value at the moment, especially the All Blacks under Ian Foster. I think it'll be closer over there. in Argentina than 34-17. I really do think they might just put a little bit of a scare up the All Blacks, the Argentina. Straight through. It's all too easy here for the Springboks. Looking for the offload. No one was in support. He's beaten everybody, even his own support players. And now Hooper is picked up and just bullied by the defence. Cheeky little Captain Morgan's, Brewster Cox. Captain Morgan's. Cheeky little spiced rum for 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning here in Australia. As the full-time siren sounds, Korobete recovers the kick through. A consolation try incoming for the Wallabies. You wouldn't read about it. You absolutely would not read about it. The consolation try of all consolation tries. How is this paid off for them? After the full-time siren, you would think that the Springboks have lost the game. The reaction to that. And that I like. I do like that. They are devastated in themselves for letting that try in. There's a silent hush around the stadium. The home crowd even are like, we can't believe we just let that try in after the performance we put in. I like to see that. I really do. That attitude of just clinical attitude from the Springboks. They're not happy about that at all. They're in a huddle behind the posts. Consolation try central there from the Wallabies. 43 points to 10. Kick to come. It's 10 points they don't deserve, to be honest. They really don't. Gordon was the try scorer. He gets the opportunity to convert. And he puts it over. 43 points to 12 will be the full-time score. Absolute domination from the Springboks here. A solid performance. They have set the bar for the Rugby Championship 2023. That is the standard now that everybody else must live up to and follow. Can they do it? Look, I really do wish that I could stick around and do the All Blacks Argentina game. I apologise. It's 3 a.m. here in Brisbane, Australia. We've already done 2 NRL games earlier in the night. My voice is about to go. I can feel it cracking. 3 games. Even the professional commentators on TV don't do 3 games back to back. They share the workload around with other commentary teams, don't they? So I've done 3 full games of footy tonight, and I can feel my voice breaking. So as much as I would love to stick around and do the All Blacks game, I don't think I can possibly do it. I will be back tomorrow for the Titans, Dolphins, NRL, and then, of course, we will cover the rest of the Rugby Championship games coming up. Rugby Championship 2023. The rest of the games coming up pretty much as long as they're not in Argentina. It's just not plausible for me to stay up and do the games that are over in Argentina. So, actually, before I go, let's have a look. What have we got coming up in the Rugby Championship? So, New Zealand, South Africa, absolutely, that one's on. That is 100% on next week. Saturday, the 15th of July, 5 p.m. my time. So it's a much earlier game. All Blacks, South Africa. That's going to be a huge, huge game. Springboks, they have set the bar nice and early for this Rugby Championship. And it's going to take a big, big effort for anybody, in my opinion, to keep up with them this year in the Rugby Championship. Anyway, Wasted World of Sports, thank you so much for your company. I have enjoyed it as always. It's been a massive, massive night. And I thank you so much as we continue this road to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'll catch you next time, whether you're a rugby union supporter, a rugby league supporter, or both. I thank you, and I'll see you whenever I see you next. Until then, cheers.
Just been talking about all the stuff that didn't go right for the Wallabies. How did you see it?